What's going on, 49er faithful? I am back with you. I am Aaron Wilson for Inside the 49, and I'm, as always, with my co-host, Christopher Glenn Alexander Wilson, also known as Chris Wilson.
No, it's a lot of names that guy has.
All right, today we're here to talk about almost perfect Purdy. So we're going to take some time to look through all of his pass plays and his one sack and just break them down. This is the first time we're really looking at it. Give us a nice little look on what he's bringing to the table and a solid game he played against the Cardinals.
Yeah. And as background, I also am trying to determine all of the big-time throws and all of the turnover-worthy plays in this game per PFF because I can't figure it out when I watched the broadcast twice. So
we're going to do our best to figure that nonsense out.
So take notes.
All right, so here we go. Taking a look at all the pass plays from Brock Purdy. We're going to go ahead and run it at normal speed for you guys, and then we'll go ahead and break it down. All right, here is the first pass play. Here we go. All right, we get some nice little play action motion. We get motion from Juice coming to the side, and we get the play action to McCaffrey. What does play action always do? It moves the middle linebacker up. So what do we like to throw behind the middle linebacker, Mr. Wilson?
Well, I don't know. I couldn't see the play because it was so choppy, but I'm assuming that they threw like a dig or something like that.
Yeah, there we go. So I just coming across the middle.
Yeah.
Going for the dig.
Yeah, run that through again because I did not see the first half of it.
Yeah, here we go.
Let's start over again. One more time. Boom. There's no hesitation.
See from the other side. I mean, none whatsoever, just like Chris said. And that's the biggest thing that I've been so impressed with him about this year is the fact that, besides the fact that he is just no fear with the football, it's he knows what he wants to do and he's executing and he's doing it. Right? Watch him into this drop right there. He's throwing that ball.
Yeah, so he has to go from his back right foot is forward for the fake, and he has to get it back, and he has to throw it like in one motion, and just the way that he does it is not the way that a player who's played a handful of games does it.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I mean, in a game that in a game that's not like a crazy blow, or non-blowout, a crazy like high-scoring game where you need to score on every drive. This is one of the more impressive professional performances that I've seen from like any quarterback. I mean, he's just so efficient with everything he does. Like just all of his motions are. It's like there's very few times that you see him take any extra motion. He's just so efficient. He gets the ball, he hits the back of his drop, like whether it's sometimes 7 feet or 7 foot, which is probably like 10 feet, drop, and the ball's out. I mean, and he just scans the entire field like in that time, or he'll just if he has the first read is open, he just bangs the first read right away. So yeah, this is definitely a somewhat of a defining game for him. Like he cares.
Of course he does. Wasn't he talking to you? He called you the other day, right? Asking you what your opinion was of this game.
Yeah, no, I said just be more efficient. He said, "Yes, sir." And then here's what you have.
And here we go. Play 2.
Russian 3.
This is what we like to see. Why the Russian 3? We don't know.
Well, my guess is because the last game, or I guess the last game that they played, they rushed like 12 guys to play, and it really didn't work out very well for them. So they decided to do the opposite and I think you'll see a lot of 3-man rushes, and then back into either a quarters or quarters with the extra man underneath, or a lot of robber cover 3 kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you'll see here that they do have 2 outside linebackers up on the line of scrimmage. But as soon as we get the motion, it holds 45, who's there on the left-hand side. And 97 decides to come up for a second, but then he comes back.
Yeah, so that's designed.
Yeah. So obviously
it's not that just that he doesn't want to run into Williams.
Trent Williams.
Yeah.
I
mean, that's on purpose.
Usually a good business decision.
Yeah. But they were really trying to trick him. I mean, that's really what they're doing. I mean, that's like not an easy throw for a quarterback to make. He's running full speed in one direction. He throws the ball across his body to a running back who's running full speed in the opposite direction, and it's perfectly accurate, and it goes for a lot of yards because he's the best in the game.
Yeah, I mean, so he's feeling the pressure, right? He's getting pushed back on the right side of the line of scrimmage, so he knows he needs to get out because there is no pocket there.
Yeah.
It's not happening. I'm not sure what McKivitz is doing. You might want to push him and not wait.
He's good at staying there.
Yeah. So he gets out of that pocket, and right here, there's really not much he can do, right? So he runs, but McCaffrey's smart enough to know, hey, I need to find space, right? And in this situation, thank God for McCaffrey and for Purdy hitting him, because they should tackle CMC, right? No.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I mean, he's really running full, and I think that was like a China or return. I think that was the design on the play. Mm-hmm. So he was supposed to come back, but it's rare that you come back that far and are throwing the ball like behind. The quarterback's throwing the ball, from behind you.
Yeah,
because he's running away from the direction that you're running.
All right. Sorry. Sorry. Let's move on to the next play. There we go. Oh, motion juice out.
Really emotional
on the right side.
What's that?
That's what we kind of like to do.
See, that was the play that when I first saw it, I said, "Oh my!" Because do you notice how Kittle is just totally uncovered in the back of the end zone?
Yeah.
But I mean, he doesn't even look that direction because that's not where the play is supposed to go. The play is supposed to go to McCaffrey on the option route if he's open, and McCaffrey is obviously extremely open right now. So he doesn't. I mean, I don't know. He looks like he might be looking a little bit to the right.
Unless he's just trying to hold the safety to look in the middle of the field.
Yeah, but I mean, the first look is. I mean, I feel like of course, these are our educated, quote unquote, educated guesses here, since they don't allow me in the locker room anymore after the incident. So I would assume that McCaffrey is the first read, and when McCaffrey is this open, because
you give him the ball,
because the defender is that scared of him, then give him the ball and let him make a play.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure Kittle wanted the ball.
Yeah, that would have been nice to have that in the back of the end zone for him.
Yeah, and there was a little bit of that today, and I spoke a little bit about it in an article this week. That I'd be minorly concerned with Kittle had one ball thrown his way the whole day, and Purdy is at least in this game, I wouldn't say reliant on McCaffrey, but he uses McCaffrey a lot.
Yeah.
So, there'll be times when McCaffrey's not in the game, hopefully just because they're resting him. Yeah. And he's proven that he can do it without McCaffrey, but usually the tight end is the quarterback's best friend. And I think I said something like that in the article, that like it would be nice if they could become best friends right now, because then you could have two outlet guys. 2 Trent Taylors, on third down, and Jennings, So I mean, it's Yeah, there are a lot of mouths to feed in San Francisco. Right
Yeah, I feel like there's got to be a big Kittle game coming up, and maybe
now.
it's
I almost
tomorrow
guarantee
night.
that
I'm feeling something coming.
yeah, because he's saying all the right things when he's asked the questions of, are you frustrated? Team player playing the run game, and he makes one heck, excuse my French, of a block later in this game where, you just really see, why he's one of the best tight ends in the league, even if he's not getting the ball thrown his way. It's just he's so good in the running game, actually as a runner too, but especially as a blocker. Not so great as a pass blocker, but Shanahan doesn't care. He'll still put him back there to pass block.
So this is actually right on time. So now we see no CMC, and we get to see Purdy work. So let's see Purdy work.
Okay. Oh.
But it's still the running back out of the backfield. All right. So one thing we want to touch on here.
That wasn't like the greatest play call. Like, what were they trying to do on this play?
Yeah. I mean, one thing we want to talk about a little bit that I know, Chris, you and I have talked about is this idea of taking a slot receiver and jet kind of motioning them outside of whoever the current number one is. So the number one right now would be Kittle because he's the closest guy to the end line on his side. And this idea of trying to widen out the field, it's something that McDaniel does a lot of with Tyreek Hill at a lot of faster pace than the Niners do. But it seems like as soon as McDaniel did it with the Dolphins, now the Niners are doing it, and they're doing it all over the place consistently with Debo.
It's so cool to do these days.
And CMC. But it's all about creating space, right? So let's see if it creates any space on the top of the field. So you'll see the motion from Debo.
I mean, you see how much the corner moves on that play.
Yeah, barely. The safety moves a little bit
because he knows that that kind of. I mean, the route that he's running is not a route that he's going to try to throw to, and the corner knows it.
Yeah,
because what are you going to hit him with right there?
That's a good question. Now I will say we're not going to look at any of the running plays today, but I was looking at the running plays earlier today, and it did create some space in the running game just with having the corners and the safeties move, a couple yards here, a couple yards there. It makes a little bit more of a bigger deal when it comes to the run game.
Yeah.
But on the top, what do we have Kittle doing? Kittle's running, out routes covered. Obviously, he's looking down on this side to the right side to looks like Ayuk. We can see it better from the other side, but then he gets a nice little China route from was that Mason? No, that is from Mason.
Yeah, I think they ran a play similar to this later in the game when they just had three guys taking turns running through the middle of the field, and he just waits for the guy who's open.
Yeah. So I guess he is technically looking at Kittle first, and Kittle is covered on a little 5-yard out route.
Yeah.
Comes back to Ayuk.
Well, I mean, I think the way the play was designed could be better. Let's put it that way. Because, it really didn't threaten the, the field side of the field the way that you would want it to. If you're going to take Debo out of the play, then you want him to be a really good decoy.
I got you.
Although, he was also hurt and didn't, he wasn't targeted all game long.
So we're going to talk about this more as we kind of wrap things up, but I really want us to pay attention to this idea of him going through his progressions and how good he is at doing it. And let's look at his helmet. So don't really pay attention to where a quarterback's looking. Look into the stripe at the top of their helmet, and that's going to tell you where it's going, where his head's going, and where his eyes are going. So right off the bat, he gets the motion. He's looking left right away. All right, so we're thinking Kittle on the out route. We're holding the safety are kind of the two options.
Yeah.
Right. He comes back to the middle, looks at it. Ayuk's pretty much double covered because he's running a little drag route across line of scrimmage, right?
That'd be a great way to get Ayuk killed. So don't throw that.
Let's not do that. And then he comes right back to Mason, and it's so decisive.
Yeah. Well, and he, yeah, like you said, normally he's like bam, 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 like through his progressions, but on this play, he sort of holds it. I mean, he knows he's not going to throw it to Ayuk, but he keeps looking at Ayuk and keeps looking at Ayuk, and three guys go to Ayuk, and he hits the guy right behind him because he knows he's coming. It's the play that it's kind of play that you would expect from. Well, I mean, the throw was not great, but he did have a guy in his face, or he had a couple of taller guys in his face. Yeah, because he's so short at 6'1", like an inch shorter than the average quarterback. But I digress from the Ringers commentary. Yeah.
All right, next play.
Yeah, so that was just that was a good job of not necessarily what he's doing most of the game, but it was obviously intentional. Like he saw that Ayuk was not going to get the ball there, but he held. I mean, he pulled three guys his way, and like no one on the defense wants Ayuk to get the ball. Yeah, especially with Debo hurt. I mean, Ayuk is the threat, outside of McCaffrey, but it is the receiving threat that you're worried about.
All right, let's go on next play. Here we go.
It's not juice as much as Shanahan wants it to be.
All right, there's a little Kittle action for us.
This is the fourth down play, correct?
I believe so.
He only caught one pass. I believe it's on fourth down.
Oh, there you go. All right, so now we got Ray in the slot. All right, looks like we're getting some form of man coverage with him chasing, is what defense wants to make us believe. Right, you got a weird little defensive line going on there with everybody but the nose guard standing up. You got 22, I believe, is the safety at the line of scrimmage, but it doesn't look like he's really coming or not. Let's see if he actually ends up coming or he ends up staying.
Yeah,
he ends up coming back.
No one really looks like they want to be like rushing. Maybe the two guys in the line. I guess that's what actually ends up happening.
Yeah.
Ooh, hey now.
Yeah. Yeah, we love Kittle, man. Love ourselves some Kittle. Give him the ball a little more, especially tomorrow night. As we record this on Saturday before the Cowboys game. All right, next play.
No pressure. And he hits his man.
Yes. CMC. That kid is pretty good. Debo in the backfield. But the motion CMC, and he's the one that ends up being.
So that was another play where I don't know where the ball was supposed to go. But it would make sense on a play like this, the way that it's designed for it to go to Kittle.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, how many times did Garoppolo throw this pass?
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially with the split, so tight. Is that Ayuk? I assume because he's the only guy who can run, who's the wide receiver right now. But the way that he's carried there, and as soon as Kittle gets behind the middle linebacker, he can go off the inside, and the middle linebacker has no idea. So
that is not Ayuk.
Who is it?
On the top? On the top or on the bottom of the trips?
On the bottom.
On the bottom. That's Juice, Kittle, and McCaffrey.
So really,
and Dwelly's at the top.
So they don't have any. They don't have any like true wide receivers.
True wide receivers because he was in the backfield.
They have Dwelly's on top.
Dwelly's on top.
Yeah, don't do this anymore. Like Juice is not a deep threat. I mean, he's fun, like every once in a while,
Yeah.
When he like sneaks his way out, and then he can't catch anything that Garoppolo throws in his general direction. Blame who you want, but like I don't know. He spent a lot of time way downfield, for a guy that, I mean, you could pay a cornerback, or sorry, a wide receiver money to do that. Juice should. I mean, I like the fact that first of all, I love Juice. He's great. He's a good blocker. He's a great receiver for his position. But as an NFL player, I think that someone a lot faster would be much more of a threat here and would hold the safety, the single high safety, a little bit longer. Like if that's IU, the single high safety is not breaking on Kittle right now.
Yeah, I mean,
right. That's where he thinks it's going, because it looks like that's where it should go. But we don't know. We don't know that. Yeah. And also, I mean, they definitely do run Debo here to the outside, as Debo, I think. Debo here to the outside, and then once again, the China return route from McCaffrey, which is definitely his favorite pattern of the day. And it's like it's sort of like he just looks through his guys, and just as soon as he sees one that's open. And in this case, I think that he could have seen Kittle open if he waited another second. But I mean, I don't know how you want to judge that. It could be not his fault at all. It could be that he's going through his predictions very quickly. It could be that he's not patient enough. But I mean, he has a decent pocket here for the 49ers. It's an amazing pocket. But either way, when you hit CMC in space like that, when he's moving, he's probably going to get you about the same amount of yardage that Kittle's going to get you on that play. So the end results are the same. But if you're Kittle, it's you're a two-time All-Pro, so you want to get the ball sometimes, and you want to get the ball to your receivers that you're going to be counting on key plays like fourth down. And we know how Kittle can execute, in key situations when we keep him out of the backfield in the Super Bowl. So
I think one of the things that I do see from this in terms of play design. I mean, I don't like this idea of going so heavy with the front. The only thing that I can think about they might be trying to do is fake that screen. Obviously, with Debo going out to the outside, it does hold the cornerback that's on the bottom, and he stays with him, because if he's not paying attention to him, he's going to be right on CMC as he cuts back to the middle of the field.
Mm-hmm.
So there could be, obviously, this Debo's the decoy in this situation.
I feel like he was all game long.
Yeah, and that helped. And CMC does CMC stuff. Yeah, and he gets first down.
Yeah. So I mean, if you would have thrown the ball to Kittle, I mean, who knows? Kittle can score from anywhere, but on average, he's not going to get too much. Like if these two guys converge on him, then he's probably not going to get too much more yardage than McCaffrey gets in the end.
I mean,
it's really good coverage on Juice, by the way. Like, because you're allowed to do that. Like, why is that guy scared of Juice out running into the corner?
That's a little bit past 5 yards. Just saying.
Yeah.
But Kittle is, I mean, semi open in the middle, if that was the initial.
Well, another thing that maybe I'm being a little bit over judgmental with Purdy, because at this point he's obviously not going to be thrown to Kittle when he's shifted his hips that far.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's like a throw across but he's not going to do some stupid, Wilson / Mahomes, like no look pass there or something like that.
Yeah.
He's not that guy.
All right, next play.
All right, lots of motion.
Oh, this is a nice one. That hurdle comes in handy.
I'm so concerned that one of these balls is not going to be caught. Like, why are we running it? Like, why isn't McCaffrey running in front of Purdy?
Yeah.
Like, it's just
it's pretty even.
It's unnecessarily dangerous. And it's happened with Debo, at least one touchdown, and then another long run, at least two. And it's happened with CMC. He's always catching these screen passes, these swing passes, but Purdy's getting the ball out of his hands so quickly that I think they need to tell McCaffrey that he needs to be farther up the field.
Yeah, just another couple steps.
I mean,
step, and that's it.
Yeah.
We're good.
No, I mean, if Purdy keeps, the one thing is Purdy keeps hitting these guys perfectly, but it's just like it's at some point, guys will drop a pass, or something will, it'll get tipped or something like that. And I mean, the speed that he gets the ball into his hand is pretty remarkable. I mean, it's very hard to tip that pass. I mean, as soon as it's in his hand, it's in McCaffrey's hand.
We got a slow motion.
Oh yeah,
we got a slow motion though. There we go.
And I don't think he even saw him until he was diving because Juice was blocking him.
Yeah.
Right.
No. Juice wasn't blocking him.
No. I mean, Juice was blocking his view.
Oh, but yeah, blocking. Yeah.
Because if you pull it back to pull back to where when Purdy gets the snap, and it's like he.
Oh,
yeah. He's like, I guess it's not the same play. It's like so quickly the ball is from, it's like, directly from the center to the quarterback to the, it's like in the same amount of time that he's got the snap, the ball is in his hands.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, obviously.
Little tweaks, little tweaks.
Yeah.
We're not picking.
Geez, I'm okay with this.
Yeah.
But in the long term, we have no idea what Purdy's future holds for him, but we hope that it is great and long and with the team. And it's just a little thing that needs to be fixed. And
gotcha.
Yeah, so I'm not being overly critical with him either, because he's just throwing the ball where he's supposed. I mean, he's hitting the running back where he is, and that's normally where he would be. It's just he's getting the ball out so quickly that I just don't want him to get in trouble, and the ball just bounced there and suddenly it's run back for 6.
I'm with you. All right, moving on. Here we go. This time we only have the clip from the backside. I apologize, but here it is. Lots of motion. Well, that's a tight window. A tight window.
Yeah, let's see that again. Who's that on the outside? Ayuk.
Motion again. Linebackers.
A little bit. Even though maybe it would be better if you didn't do that. They sort of moved him into the passing lane.
Yeah, I was talking about the middle guy moving out.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I guess you're right. If you're looking at that left side, it does kind of move in a little bit, but
again, no, I was mostly kidding. It's not. That's not. I mean, what you're doing there is really trying to get the guys rushing banks to decide one way or the other which way it's going. So it actually opens it up.
Watch the linebackers, guys, on the outside. How they come in, they stop.
Just kidding.
And they come back out. Worried about the screen game. Worried about the.
I honestly just think that they're trying to steal. They're just trying to rob. And just inverted, and they're just trying to give a young quarterback who shouldn't be able to recognize these things. And at times, I think this might be the play. He may not have recognized it, but it worked out for him anyway, because it tends to be the way it's worked out for him so far. And we do not mind.
But jump up, do something.
Yeah. But another thing that has been a problem during the Shanahan era with the 49ers is tip balls, because our offensive linemen are taught not to go out and attack the the rusher if he's just stops there. And Chris Jones being the obvious best example. Just he's tall enough to just take a step back, and if you're not going to touch him, he's going to just jump up and knock balls down all day long. So I mean, that's a hole in Shanahan's offense, or at least our offensive line. But so I can understand. If I were playing the Niners, I'd be doing a lot of that. Not necessarily the way that they're doing it now.
Not there.
But like I would have a lot of defensive tackles, defensive ends, getting into this that space that the Niners quarterbacks like to throw the ball. The short slants and intermediate game.
Yeah. All right, next play. Here we go. Oh, here's your long drop. And here's your bomb.
So this is the play that I'm not sure about. So this is Purdy's longest air yard throw completion of his career. And he's got a little crow hop there. But I mean, he threw the ball, I think it was 45.8 yards beyond the line of scrimmage. And he took a 7-step drop, because that's what Shanahan loves to do so much for some reason. So I mean, he throws this ball pretty far. Yeah. So usually when he's not throwing the ball as far as he can, I mean, I don't know if this is necessarily as far as he can, but when he's not throwing the ball, way downfield and trying to be very particular with it, he's hit his back step and already thrown the ball by now. So this is sort of a different style of his game. And I mean, the question is, if you roll it back just a little bit, and if you look at the coverage, there's another situation where they're just rushing 3 and they're pulling the other guys back. The edge of the top does a great job of covering that half of the field that
really good job.
It doesn't have anybody in it. So he just, I mean, why you aren't rushing on the right side, or the defense's left side against the Niners, I have no idea. Just rush there every play if you're smart. So anybody who's influences any coaches, don't listen to that. But like he just took himself totally out of the play. But if you look at where that pull back a little bit, because this was this dagger. He's running a deep post. So okay, so right here, look at when Purdy throws the ball, or when he decides. Yes, pull back just a little bit more.
There you go.
Does he maybe even a little more than that? Sorry. So this play is intentional. It's intentional that when the corner, because I believe it's a cornerback on that side, that when he doesn't have anybody to cover, that he inverts with the safety. So the safety steps up, trying to either rob that pass over the middle, or to bait Purdy into throwing the ball over his head, which is this play was initially designed to hit Ayuk. I mean, that's why when they designed this play, it's supposed to, the over is supposed to bring the corner and the safety in, and then it's supposed to be a home run. It's this is like the Deshaun Jackson play, he's on the outside and he just runs it, super deep, and once he gets past the safety, he's on. I mean, that's what this play usually is. And I don't know if Purdy can see him or not.
I don't think you can see the safeties on the top defensive left side, because I think I'm
talking about the slot corner, because it ends up being a cover 4.
Yeah,
but and cover 4 it's fine. You can run this against cover 4 all day long because of the way the safety's lined up, and the fact that both of the, I mean, usually it's a 2 yard. I mean, it's essentially it's a two player true receiver route.
Yeah,
With
I think
guy
that
short.
not to cut you off, but I think he sees him sit
Who?
the slot corner.
The guy who's running backwards.
Yeah, so the guy, I'm not sure if you can see my pointer or not.
Oh no, I didn't mean him. I meant the other guy on the other side.
But I think right now he's technically the second safety because they're bringing somebody up to be in the middle.
Yeah, but I mean he flips his hips there, and
yeah, but he hasn't made a decision yet. Watch.
Oh, yeah.
Now he sits on it.
Because he's gonna throw. He thinks he's gonna throw it short, potentially to and he wants to be able to cover. Who is that? Is that Kittle coming over the middle?
I think it's Debo coming across the middle. Debo coming across the middle.
Is it Debo?
Yeah, it's Debo coming across. So what I
my
think,
laptop's way too small.
Yeah. What I think is he doesn't read the coverage correctly because they're in a funky little. They're in rear coverage. They're going 5-1-4 and another guy over top. Like it doesn't make sense, right? So then the guy bails in the top.
The 5-1-4-1 is a very competent defensive technique in soccer, but you don't often see it in football.
So I guess I want you guys to look at we'll call him the slot corner on the top, the second defensive back on the top of the field.
Yeah, he's the one I'm worried about.
All right, so he's the one who I don't think Purdy sees. Again, we don't know. This is my estimate because I don't think he throws this ball if he knows this guy's going deep.
Yeah.
All right, watch him, just him. All right, he fails.
Yeah, I mean, he is like he recognizes exactly what the play is.
Yeah.
He knows that he doesn't have responsibility for that player. For he says Debo in front of him.
Yeah.
He knows he doesn't have responsibility. He's pretty sure what the play is because the Niners run this play all the time.
Yeah.
So he's getting to where he thinks Ayuk is going to be, and he's going to pick this ball.
Yeah.
Like that is what he thinks is happening, and I think that's one of the reasons why that the other inside corner / safety bites a little bit because he has help on the outside too.
Yeah.
So I think they're trying to get Purdy to throw this pass, but I think that he underthrows it intentionally. I think,
I don't think so.
Really? Yeah. I mean,
I think he chucks this thing as far as he can possibly throw it because he crow hops like a freaking baseball player.
Yeah.
And he thinks he's gonna have Ayuk outrun the corners on the outside. He doesn't see the safety on the top.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
Yeah. But I think he can throw it farther than that, though.
I don't think so. We're gonna disagree on this one.
Oh no! I mean, believe me, like I did not think he could throw very far at all when I watched this. I'm sorry, he couldn't throw very far at all when I watched his tape, regardless of whether I watched it or not. And it is one of the rare times that he takes that extra crow hop. I don't know if he was just throwing a one-on-one ball to Ayuk, which he does a lot.
Yeah.
It just wasn't. It was a 1-on-2 ball, and the cornerbacks just have absolutely no clue what they're doing. But yes, so I thought, okay, maybe. I mean, even though it's not interceptable, okay, I could maybe see PFF because they hate Purdy, like turning this into a turnover-worthy play, right? Even though, or I could. I mean, if that was a player that they liked, then that would be a big time throw. 9 times out of 100. I could see them turning that into a turnover-worthy play, but it wasn't because his turnover-worthy play, whatever it is, which I still don't know what it is, was not a deep throw. So that was not a turnover-worthy play,
according to them.
No, yeah. I mean, this is like fantasy land, but I mean, I want to know what play they think is turnover-worthy because that was by far the most turnover-worthy play in the game, and it was also like if he was doing what he meant to do, probably his best throw in the game. It could have been his worst throw or his best throw, but he didn't. He wasn't graded poorly on that. And maybe it's because Mahomes does that kind of thing all the time, and he's always graded positively on it. So maybe they can't go that far. But I mean, I don't disagree with if you told me that he, that he told you or he told someone else that I was trying to throw you, but I didn't see that guy. I totally believe you, because when I initially saw this, I was like, no, don't
throw that ball.
No, like you're missing they're baiting you here,
Yeah.
But so I don't know. I don't know if he gets away with one or if he pulls one over on him. I'm not sure. But
it worked.
I mean, everything seems to work. Yeah. So it's like, and when he's so clinical with everything else, and then the plays are questionable tend to work, then I sort of believe his side.
Look at you being the positive one and me being the negative one. How about that? That's not usually par for the course.
Well, yeah. I mean, if a player plays positively generally, then I usually think if he's going to, if it's in between him playing positively or negative in the future, then he's probably going to play more positively in the future.
I'll just chalk it up to me saying that because I'm a defensive minded guy and I coach defense.
I mean,
that's what it is. And I want to.
You know what we're really telling is to watch the Cardinals sideline after this play. I think that would tell you whether whether. And also Shanahan to Purdy. I think that this is the kind of thing that only the coaches and the quarterback know if it was good or bad.
All right, let's see if this play was good or bad.
I bet you it is. Good.
I bet you it is too. Oh, nice boot.
Yeah. Although you can see it a mile away.
This is true, but it's okay because we run so much to McCaffrey that they honor it, even if you can see it from a mile away. All right, well, motion.
Don't tell me that the run established the pass.
Boot.
But this is just not paying attention to wide receivers who's out there because he's not Ayuk or Debo.
Yeah. All right, one more time. Yeah, obviously looking for Debo coming across the field, and it looks like two guys go to Debo across the field, and nobody pays attention to.
Yeah. So go back to see that one more time. That corner was worried about him taking that to the post, which is weird because there's a safety there. Okay, so on this play, for that safety, for some reason, either he's supposed to or he doesn't know what he's doing, and he tries to break on a play that there's no way on earth that Purdy could have completed because there's the other safety is right there, and he steps in front of it. Like how would Purdy complete this pass? Like, it would be throwing against his body over two people or through two people. I mean, it's just not a play. I don't know. You could tell that the corner on the other side is like, like why is Ayuk running in the back end so by himself? I have no idea what that safety is thinking.
Yeah,
but I think that's one of the reasons why the corner on the left side left. Who got the ball again? My screen's too small. You got to. I'm used to monster screens, and now I'm looking at
McLeod.
Is that Ray?
Ray. All right, next play.
But yeah, he's just so decisive. I mean, he makes his decision and he executes it. Now, in this play, I don't. It's not that he's indecisive. He just doesn't make anybody open to throw the ball to. Like, What
Yeah,
on earth is this play?
I don't know.
Can you run it back from the
Let's
start?
go back to the other side. Yeah.
Like
What are we trying to do?
What are they doing?
All right, so we got Trips on the top side with Juice on the outside, Kid on the inside, and Ayuk at the top, and then we have Debo one-on-one on the left-hand side.
But even though he is a one-on-one, they also have 3 defenders on that side, right?
And I wouldn't consider that. I guess you're right with the linebacker coming out a lot.
Yeah, I mean, like who knows? I mean, like 3 potential defenders on him. So fakes that. He looks. What is he looking?
Ayuk.
Yeah, I think he's looking at Ayuk first, and gives up on him, and then he's looking at Debo after that. I don't think that Shanahan was expecting them to come in whatever defense this was.
Yeah, I think that it must have been a Trips coverage change that they must have changed at the goal line because they're obviously trying to get Ayuk open by being in the middle of the field, but the defender who's across from Ayuk pays absolutely no mind to him and looks to Kittle.
Yeah. Well, another thing here is it sure would be nice if we had a wide receiver on the outside.
Yes.
Because that's a
route.
touchdown.
Yes.
But by this point, like, I mean, Purdy looks over there, but like, Juice is nowhere near where he needs to be to.
Yeah, he needs to drive run back and come back.
I mean, it's not his fault, you know. But yeah, I mean, it takes him forever.
Yeah. Even Kittle there.
Make the turn. Well, I think Kittle's job is just to.
No, I meant switch Kittle and Juice. Let Kittle run
yeah. I hear you.
He drives him in the backfield and comes back to the pylon.
The way the Kittle is running, I think he's just trying to screen his guy away so they can single up Juice on the outside. But he's your fullback, man. Like, it's fun when he scores, right? I like when he scores. But you're putting him up on a cornerback and in the end zone, you know, and they snap the ball within the 10-yard line. I mean, it's just not. It's not the kind of play that's going to result in a touchdown very often, and that's the only way that it could potentially result in a touchdown is his reliance on McCaffrey. And I honestly, like, this reminds me so much of some of the Montana to Craig days.
It's Craig stuff. Yeah.
That's what Craig did. You know, I mean, that's really, you know, how Craig changed a lot of, you know, both the passing and the running game is those little those routes, the angle routes, the text routes over the middle, and you know, like if you watch the drive, or, you know, our version of the drive, the real drive, you know, there's so much of Montana, you know, looking for somebody else and then knowing that he has a running back in the backfield who's better than the guy who's covering him.
Yep.
And unless you're going to put a cornerback on him, he's going to be better than the guy. Or, you know, he's going to be better than the guy who's covering him. So I mean, he's a huge asset in the passing game. Obviously, you don't need to hear me say that.
All right, so let's watch some more tape. Motion from Kittle. We're going heavy. Oh, Kittle. Let's just watch Mr. Kittle. I love 85. But man,
is that a breaststroke?
I don't know what that was, man. I don't know if he's practicing for his like debut in like WWE or what's going on here. But like,
he needs to grab a chair and knock someone over the head with it. Well, I mean, he's doing this on purpose too.
Yes,
he's trying to like draw attention to himself.
I guess I've never seen him
for some reason. Before. But then like where is he going?
He's just running out.
He's running away from like the play. He's like just. I mean, it works somehow. You know, I mean, you can't get too much more open in the middle of the field than that.
It's true.
He could throw a little bit like closer to the middle of the field, but
Willie Snead making an appearance.
Willie Snead.
Willie
That guy
Snead
still
after
plays
his
the
good
NFL.
blocking. He deserves a little love for a couple of the blocks he's put in some of McCaffrey's long runs. So give him a little.
Yeah, I like Willie Snead for the half year of fantasy that I played him, and he played pretty well.
There you go. All right.
No
Next play.
No hate for Willie. The fourth.
All right. So here's something new. Debo and Ayuk on the same side of the field.
Is that even allowed?
I don't know. Twins.
Only when you have a fullback playing tight end. That's pretty good block, but.
Oh my gosh, so open.
All right.
Let's go back to the
plays.
Enjoy
that again, please.
Yes, it's beauty. It's amazing when you play Debo.
Can I make this my screensaver somehow?
I mean, look how open he is. Look at the space that Debo creates. I mean, there's literally 14 yards of space between Ayuk and anybody on the defense. Oh no, I'm sorry, I can't count. I was adding 7 and 7 together. 7 on each side. That is 14. 7 yards of space.
Like that's not the guy who's even. Run back from the beginning. I mean, teams are getting so concerned with him deep. He's getting mad respect. I mean, this is just basic sale with Debo didn't even like clear it out. He like stopped. I mean that like take that cut and show younger players how to cut. Like that is how you cut. Like
look how he gets twisted around. Look at the safety that's on the top. Look at where he's got.
I mean, look how far the safety is, like 15 yards away from him. Yeah. But like that cut by Ayuk, that is a sharper cut than it's drawn up in the game plan.
100%.
Yeah, I mean,
this is all Ayuk, and I wish we could see it from this side.
Geez, okay. So maybe that's a big. So I don't know. Like, is that a big time throw? Oh yeah, it is. You have your quarterback who is booting to the opposite side of the field with his body pointed in the opposite direction. Look at the fork.
Yeah. There we go.
We're
super slow motion, fake,
and then he's running like he's going to throw it around, and then he's got to turn all the way across his body. 1, 2. I mean, one extra step, right? One extra drop, because I mean he's throwing that ball pretty far, and he's just fitted over linebackers. I mean that is a fantastic pass. That should be a big time throw. Who knows what PFF, like how they come up with it, but I have no idea whether it is, but it should be.
Next passing play, Ayuk and Debo on the top again. I like it. Let's see if they run out of it.
You look that way. I mean, it's just, he's, I guess that it's, explained by that, the S2 scoring, that was leaked, that he was, a 90 percentile guy as far as, reading situations in front of him very, very quickly and responding in kind. I mean, he looks for. Yeah, I mean, he looks to the left side. I don't know. I'm not sure if he's looking at both of the receivers or not. Obviously, the outside receiver is not open, and then the inside receiver, if you're going to throw to him, is going to end in him on the ground for a long time. So I mean, it's like he looks, and then he throws, and he has faith in his receivers. I mean, and he's the only guy who's open. He's a very, very important. I'm not telling you anything you don't know, but he's an extremely important part of this offense. I mean, he'd be an important part of any offense, but he is. Yeah, I think the combination of Purdy, the way he's playing, out of his mind, especially for the way. I mean, no, he's playing out of his mind. He's playing better than any other quarterback in the NFL, like in any statistical category, pretty much. The only ones that he's not are volume based, and just him opening up the offense and having McCaffrey as his, the guy that he knows where he is all the time. I don't know how, but he knows where he's going to be all the time. And maybe it's film study, maybe he has a close relationship with McCaffrey. I don't know what it is, but like they're feeling each other, just like he's.
Yeah. It's Ayuk too. It's the same with Ayuk with back shoulder throws.
Yeah, I mean, and he's feeling Debo in the but in different ways. I mean, this game I'm giving Debo a pass because they didn't throw him the ball and he's hurt and he sort of has to play because otherwise, I mean, because you always have to be scared of Debo if you're on defense. You always have to game plan for him because you don't know how hurt he is or not, and without Jennings in there, like. You're really taking away. I mean, you're allowing the defense to focus on one side of the field. So good for Debo for manning up and playing through this because I know that he's still ailing from the injury and he manned up for the team. So I like to see that.
Yeah, love yourself some Debo. Here we go. Next play.
I love Debo.
No, here's the one sack. Or was it only one sack? It might have been 2 sacks. All right, so let's see what he's looking at.
There's only one sack. The other one was like a Williams should have been sacked, but he threw it away. That was his one incomplete pass.
All right, we're heavy formation up front, right? So
they're playing a 4-4. Like, are we back in high school?
So we're going double tight end set with Juice as a tight end. He blocks and releases. We have 4 guys rushing for. Let's see, count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys.
I'm sure a lot of guys who aren't doing anything. Like on most offensive plays, I like it when Trent Williams blocks instead of just stands there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 7 blockers. Juice releases, block, a little chip and release. Kittle looks like a little release too. As well, so you end up still getting 5 on 4.
Yeah, I mean, Kittle's the guy that you could hit if the play were designed to go that way.
Yeah, if he wasn't getting so much pressure from the left side from Kivitz. So, I mean, he's looking on the bottom to Ayuk, right?
But he wants to hit Ayuk on this, and he's about to throw the ball to Ayuk on this, and McKivitz, I believe the guy like just puts it inside. Yes, he spins and makes McKivitz look like McGlinchey. Just a lot cheaper.
Don't say that. Please don't say that.
No, he does. He's just a lot cheaper. So, I mean, I don't get as upset with McKivitz about it because he doesn't whine and he tries. He's just not good. And it's like it's not his fault. Like if he put me out there, I would not do anywhere near as well as that. But I try really hard.
Yeah.
And I embarrass myself.
All right, next play. Let's get rid of that sack in our minds. All right, Kittle in motion.
Perfection, baby. So this play was all Williams. Oh, I mean, well, first of all, like, what is this play called? It's third and like, I don't know, 20 or 30 or something like that. Like, what is that going to do other than have him throw an incomplete pass? And
I mean, we should be going for a 10-yard play, 7-8-yard play to get in some field. Sorry, 6-7-yard play to get us in field goal range.
And don't give me too much credit. Just get them close. So one question I have is, unless we're trying to like draw their defenders up because McCaffrey is like literally it's as far back as Purdy is, so maybe he could throw like a double pass. But like, what are you doing out there?
That's a very interesting idea.
I don't even know what you would call that. Like, what do you? I don't even know. I don't think that there is a West Coast definition. Like, there's no real call for that. I want you to line up like, as if
Your running back.
You're playing college and the ball's on the left hash, you know, and you're in the backfield. Like what? Like I don't know. Now you know what's going to happen here is that setting up some play that they're going to play, that they're going to, you know, have a monster play in the playoffs. You know, that's what you have to think about when you think about Shanahan to save your sanity. You know, it's like he's doing this on purpose. He knows this is a throwaway. You know, like the game's over. Is a throwaway down or whatever. You know, and he's just giving some quote unquote bad tape to opposing defenses, so it's something that they're wasting their time on, either wasting their time on in practice or they're concerned about. But you know, saying people saying that Williams just doesn't allow any pressures, like especially in this game, is just false because this is 100% Williams, and that's fine because you know he's not perfect. He's not the greatest player in the last 10 years. It's just not factual. Like, he's a really, really, really good player, but let's just be realistic.
Here we go. Next play.
I mean, especially younger guys. He's getting older. Like younger guys are gonna make a play, and they're going to push him back into the quarterback, and the quarterback is not expecting it because he's counting so much left side of the line to keep him upright that it's going to cause some problems. So you can't expect him to be perfect, and this was the one play he wasn't perfect. But then again, if you're an entity that scores players, like, I mean, just be honest, you know.
All right, we got the next formation coming up. We got a double tight end set. We got McCaffrey out wide as the receiver, and we have Debo in the backfield. Here we go. Motion for McCaffrey. Fake to Debo. Boom.
Oh man, dude.
Nice throw. Ayuk getting hyped. I love a Ayuk hype.
This is not fair. Face it, opposite direction. I mean, did they just run the same play as they ran the last time?
But they're changing Kittle for Debo.
I mean, they basically ran the exact same play as they ran the last time because it works so well.
Yeah, I mean,
right? And they take it that way, and he goes that way, and actually he went a little bit farther back, and he didn't crow hop. He just threw that thing.
Yeah,
you know, and oh man, we're gonna have to pay Ayuk a lot.
Yeah, he's pretty damn good.
Yeah. I love to see him come into his own, especially after the 1 year when
oh my gosh, yeah, that year
when he was. I mean, I don't know what was going on, but he was upset that he was the new Richie James, which I guess everyone in the world would be, just running clear routes all day long. But he is not a clear route receiver, that's for sure. I mean, this kid can play.
Yeah. All right. New formation, new passive formation. We got, let's see, who's that on the top? I believe that's Bell on the top with McLeod and no. Let's see. Oh, Debo on the bottom. There we go. That's right. Debo on the bottom. Debo going motion. McCaffrey in the backfield.
So oh yeah. This is running circles, baby.
Yeah. Nice little pass.
I mean, that is West Coast offense, baby. Except for the running.
Except for the orbit motion.
Except the orbit, running around circles. Part. But
ready?
Orbit. This is not what Walsh was thinking about.
I don't think so.
But it sure works well.
Yeah, quick pass. Just like you said, out of his hands.
I mean, that's one thing that I've always thought it was hard to do is catch the ball and throw it that quickly.
It's tough.
If I ever try to do it, it's funny. But he's got it. Yeah, I should really look back at his college tape and see. I mean, that's a nice play. If you could see any of this, or did he just learn this?
Yeah, maybe he's just that good of a learner.
Yeah,
because that's smart, ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, yes, I mean he has the.
There's a face mask.
Yeah, Yep, add a couple more on. Yeah, I guess you're not allowed to say intellect or whatever, but he has the ability to process information quickly, and that's really good for the quarterback to have.
All right, this is a nice example of him looking through his reads. I think he goes through one or two, and then hitting McCaffrey out of the backfield.
Yeah, well, I feel like that's always the end of his progression, but let's look at his head from behind, because he's not supposed to throw this ball. I mean, McCaffrey's just the
Outlet.
yeah. So one he's looking down. Actually, yeah. Can you slow down?
Yeah.
I was looking at players trying to pass rush or pass protect, which is not pretty. Yeah, okay, so he was he initially looking left to kill? I couldn't tell.
That's juice coming out. Juice coming out on the right hand side.
Okay, yeah. So he has Kittle in the slot-ish. No, I mean he's down, but so Kittle. Yeah, he's looking one of them. I don't know, because he looks to see maybe he's looking to see what the corner or whoever's up there does.
Yeah.
But I mean, he obviously could have thrown the ball over the middle there, but he had McCaffrey first.
All right, we go next play.
Yeah, I mean that might as well be the run outside play, because you're just first
Getting a couple yards.
And another thing is we do need to pay attention to not running forward. We've been caught once, but we should have been caught a couple more times.
Yeah.
Parallel-ish.
We're going empty here.
Yeah. All right. So we're going empty. What do they got?
We got McCaffrey in the slot and Ayuk next to him on the bottom of the left hand side, and we got Debo in the slot up here with I think Juice again up top there, and then Kittle's.
So we're either playing man or we're playing cover 4 with 2 robbers. Who knows? That looks like man.
Yeah, I'd say that's man.
Not. Excuse me. They only have 5 guys there on the back.
Let's see his eyes. Let's see where he's looking. Motion. There's a linebacker over. Looking there pretty quick. Looks like that might have been his first read off the bat to McCaffrey.
Because he could hit Kittle.
Yeah.
Again, and I'm not being, not trying to be critical of him, because he's being very successful. But
yeah, I'm very decisive.
I want to see Kittle with the ball in his hands a little bit more.
Me too. All right, so we're going 4 wide. Kittle's up top. Sorry, he's in the tight end, but he's standing up on the top there. We got McCaffrey in the backfield. Here's our back shoulder throw.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean this is a great example of how good a relationship the two of them have, because Ayuk is covered, but Purdy knows that he can throw this ball even when he's covered.
Well,
and he's gonna hit him.
Yeah, how many years was Aaron Rodgers doing the exact same thing? The guy's covered, but he knows where the ball's going, and the defender doesn't, so it doesn't matter.
Exactly. It's just sometimes football is just that simple.
Yeah. Bam. I mean, he probably should have thrown the ball a little bit higher, but that's a nice little catch by Ayuk.
All right. So remember when we had trips, and the trips on the top was bunched, and it was Kittle, Juice, and who's the third one? I can't remember. I think it was Ayuk. All right. Now it's Kittle with Ayuk on the outside and Debo on the inside, McLeod on the bottom, which we like a lot better. close to the line, close to the goal line. All right, we're going.
All right, we're stretching it
empty
out.
again.
At least on the bottom. I mean, it definitely looks like we're going to go field side. Yep, we do. And
Ray.
yeah, I mean, he could have done it a little bit earlier. It looks like he sits on it and he's waiting. But, you know, he doesn't really have that connection yet for Ray. But he should throw the ball out a little bit earlier. Throw it now. No, like he doesn't need to take that extra step. I mean, this is like hypercritical.
Yeah.
You know, but like if he like hit the back of his drop. Oh yeah, so well, first of all, if he hit the back of his drop on the last play, you know, that's the kind of play that maybe he's catching the ball on the fly and he's making a move and you know it's potential touchdown. Yeah, I mean he gets on the ball. That's the most important thing, right? So I'm not losing sleep. Now this play is well, it's not a play because it's holding. Because Ayuk is going to score a touchdown, and Purdy sort of. This is I was talking to you earlier about this. This is like maybe the lone play when Purdy sort of freaks out a little bit because he wants I see what you're saying. Throw it to Ayuk.
Yeah,
and Ayuk should be open, but he's not you know able to throw to Ayuk, so he throws it to Ayuk, which draws the I mean the reason why I think that he's going to Ayuk is because he's not running to his left. You know, as soon as the ball snaps, he's actually staying to the right. You know.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's like everyone's getting help. Actually, who's not getting help?
That's a very good question.
Who was next to him? Was Debo there at the top?
Debo, yeah. He's gonna have come across.
Yeah, if you pull back to like the beginning of the yard, he's just like holding the
entire time.
He's riding him the entire time.
Jeez.
But I mean, that's nowhere near as bad as Ayuk. I mean, Ayuk should have been up. Yeah. So all right. So this is one play where if there wasn't a penalty flag thrown, that I could see PFF saying this is a turnover worthy play because neither guy can catch the ball because they're being held. But just say like somehow the refs miss it. I don't know. I mean, worse things have happened to us, right? Yeah. And he throws a ball that, I mean, it's not going to be picked. I mean, the likelihood of it being is very, very low, but it's not a good pass to them. But I don't think it's really supposed to be. You know, it's supposed to be a pass that. I mean, I don't think he had a lot of other places to throw the ball, and the guys that he can throw the ball are being held, drastically. So I mean, it's if you don't have a free play, then it's very, I mean, you're taught to do that, but it's very natural to throw it at the guys who are being obviously held, so the refs can miss it, and they don't. There are two flags on the field. If this is PFF's turnover worthy play, then that's absurd because it wasn't even a play.
Yep, I'm with you. All right, that's all we got.
Is that it?
That's it.
What's on the mine? Oh, we don't have that guy anymore.
Yeah. So that's our breakdown of Purdy. Again, a lot of great things from him. A lot of decisiveness. A lot of McCaffrey out of the backfield. We want to see a little bit different stuff from in terms of distribution with getting a little more Kittle involved. But at this point in the season, with this point in his career, you really can't ask much outside of the kid. It's really been a heck of a ride for this beginning of the season, that's for sure.
Yeah, and also with I guess maybe the lack of usage. So we have, with Kittle, I mean, yeah, he could have thrown a couple passes, but there weren't really a lot of passes that were, like obviously passes that should have been thrown to him. They're
Yeah.
more like passes that everyone on Twitter is gonna be like, oh, look at this, like look how open he was like 5 seconds after the throw when the safety is running the opposite direction or whatever. And we don't really know what happened on that the one basic pattern too. So I mean, I can't fault him for that when he throws in a successful pass, that he didn't throw it to the guy I want him to throw it to. That's absurd.
Yeah.
But with without Jennings, without Debo, really, if he wants to, use 3 players to beat the other, one of them, which being himself, to destroy another football team, then I'm fine with that. He is not what I thought he was at first. That's for sure. And
that's a good thing.
Yeah, and believe me, I was nowhere as critical of him as a lot of people were. Very disrespectful to him, and continue to be very disrespectful to him because they're incapable of admitting that they made a mistake, which is totally like, I don't feel bad for thinking that he can't throw deep, because he couldn't throw deep when he was in college, but they fixed his throwing motion a lot, and I mean, he's a different quarterback than he was.
100% different quarterback. I mean, props to Shanahan, props to the QB coaches from the last 2 years and the developmental process and getting him from where he was in college to where he is now, and props to Purdy for being that dude, man. Because right now,
I guess we just throw some props to the quarterback too.
Dude. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown. Sorry if it was a little bit long-winded, but we do like to watch our film. We do like to break it down. So if you liked it, please go ahead and jump down in the comments and let us know what you liked. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, and we will see you on the next one. Here we